Hey guys,
Oh, hey guys. Hello. Welcome back to Tea Talks with
Meosha and Irina.
Irina.
Drum roll, the one and only.
So, we missed you guys. We're back. We want to
Yes.
talk about, the very thing that we are, friends. So, we want to talk about
Friends.
friendships. What kind of friendships there are in our world, how we define them,
Yes.
and then, what the expectations are. What are your expectations of a friendship, Meosha? I'm just curious because we never actually talked about that, like what that means to a specific person. Because you got to agree that we all have our own set of expectations to what that means to us specifically, correct?
True. True. Yeah, right.
So,
I
what are
guess for
your
me, mhm.
main components of what friendship means to you?
For me, it's trust, it's honesty. It's again, just a person who's happy, who's in a good vibe. I think you have to have those key elements. You're easygoing. I think that those for me, that's what I look for in friends. And if you're not those things, I'm kind of like, I want people to be honest, like to say, hey, I don't want people to put on a facade just because, I want to like me. I'm going to do things that I don't like, or I'm going to just show me every side of you. Cause I think that's what I love about you. You, showed me some, interesting sides, but I love all of your
I
sides.
can't help it. I can't help it. You get all or nothing, baby. You seem to exude it out of me.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean? It's
Hmm, that's funny.
yeah. So
Well, to me, thank you for asking, Miosha. Yes, I'll
I
tell you
was
what's important to me.
I was getting there, but I was so kind of, you were laughing, kind of took that route. But
Oh, you're
no,
letting
what
me
what
be? You were
are
holding my space?
I was holding your space. That's right. Oh my God.
Ah,
Oh
okay.
man.
Reeling it in. Ahem. You know how to spell that?
You've spelled it before. I was like, is that really a ham? What? The things that
Yes,
I learned from
girl.
you. For you, what's the definition of friendship and what's your expectation in friend, like in a friend?
Well, definition, I don't know.
A
I won't go
bond,
there.
I think.
Yeah, I guess it's an energy exchange from which both benefit.
Absolutely.
That's how I will put it in my definition. But what's important to me in a friendship, or what friendship means to me, is obviously honesty. Well, that's key, but I think that's key to any relationship that's meaningful, right? So, but
Yeah.
particularly in friendship, accepting each other for who you are, um, the ability to be yourself around your friend, that
Hmm.
truly are your friend. Um, these are the things that are important to me.
Absolutely.
So, definitely someone you can rely on. Reliability is key as well.
Absolutely.
Accountability. I guess I'm a high maintenance friend.
Oh my God.
I expect a lot.
Oh my God. You
But
said it,
having
sweetie.
said that, I will qualify.
Oh boy.
I will qualify. I don't expect anything I do not give myself.
That's good. That's good.
So there's that. And I give of myself, or irregardless
Hmm.
of my expectations.
Okay. Okay.
But, I assess. And each
Hmm.
friendship has its own colors to it, I would say. But I will say I'm blessed to have a lot of friends, and I benefit more than not from all of my friendships, no matter how they end up ending, if you will. But, I benefit from all of them. So in the long run, I either learn something or I grow from it. So
that's great.
That's what it means to me in a nutshell. But we promised our audience that we will describe what kind of friendships we have observed.
Okay, you first. You've observed quite a bit, huh?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm going to say that I have a lot of friends, then I've observed a lot, right?
Right, yes.
You have a ton of friends too, though. Let's not be all
But I have a certain
cute
type of friend, though. You see what I'm
saying? Are you saying that you only have one type of friend?
I have a ton of, different, types, but I think for me, mainly, I think what I have is work friends. If that makes sense.
You mean industry?
Yeah, industry
related.
Friends. Yeah.
Do you consider them friends, really?
Some of them I do. Maybe like a few of them I do. The few that know me for sure, but the industry friends, I keep them as that, it's that category. It's mostly we just talk business, and then
that's why I'm saying it's, there's that fine line. Are they friends or are they just associates?
Some of them, I will say, we've crossed into the friendship world. So yeah,
true.
Some of them are friends.
Have, so.
Yeah. We're mainly industry. Well, we started out industry friends and became friends. So I do believe the category can change.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Yeah. I do have a ton. What about you? You have any that you?
I can't say that I have too many industry friends. Somehow it does not spill out for me in that way. I do have a couple, 3 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But it's different level of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
But most of my friends are outside of the industry, so
okay.
I don't know if it's good, bad, or indifferent. That's just what it is, and that's okay. But basically, back to the types of friendships.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are mainly 2 types.
Okay.
The one where it's give and take, both ends.
Okay.
And then there's the one where one gives mostly, the other one takes mostly.
Okay.
So I don't think the second one is not a lasting one. Unless some people just don't realize it and they continue that cycle.
Okay.
I think, at least for me, I made a decision to not make those lasting, to not make those to be lasting.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe that a friendship should be like tennis. It's back and forth, and you should be able to benefit from each other. I mean, otherwise, what a friendship is for.
Mm-hmm.
You choose your friends.
Yeah, but they're true. But there are also, I think there's more than you're right, we choose it. And I think there's different categories of types of friendships that it say that one person has, how you say you want it's all or nothing in your friends, right? So for instance, there's a category for me, I put people in okay, this person is the brutally honest friend,
Right.
And some people are not that brutal, that will never be that, right? And that's okay.
Right.
And then there's a friend that's a wise mentor that I look up to, but they're my friend. And then there's a friend that is definitely from the polar opposite of you, but you still are still kind of making, you're still friends.
Of course, they're all going to offer different values.
Right, but some people the brutally honest friend, it might not be so nice, but I know that's who they are, so I accept them for that, and I don't try to I'm oh man, but that's just the person, so I accept that what they are.
Yeah, as long as it works for you, it doesn't matter what kind of personality they are, as long as you benefit from it. Maybe what that means to you is that you benefit from this person's brutal honesty. You may not hang with them on a daily, but when you need a brutal honesty, you know who to go to.
Absolutely. See, I'm saying, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Certain people, I
Yeah,
can't
I
call
get
John.
that. You categorize them.
Yeah. So
We all do that, I think.
really?
Absolutely. Whether you acknowledge it or not, we all do that. We know who to call if we need advice. We know who to call if we want to go hang out. We know who to call if we just want to have a drink.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, hopefully you're lucky enough to have all these categories that you can call upon, right? Like we say, friends or family that we choose. So if we choose that family, it is the one differentiating factor that these are the people that we don't necessarily have to endure. Because with the family, oftentimes that's exactly what you got to do because you don't choose them.
Yeah.
So there's that. But there was a point as to why we decided to talk about the subject, right?
Well, yeah, there was a point, and I think go ahead, because I know you.
Go ahead.
I know this is something that means a lot to you.
Go ahead.
No. I'm going. Just putting my shoes on.
Do you guys see what I got to deal with?
No, I was getting there. Put my shoes on and walk out barefoot.
Okay, you know what? Fun fact, she barely has her shoes off, so she's lying to me right now.
No.
The things we get to discover about our friends. How close are we, Meosha?
Too cool.
Too cool?
Yes.
All right. I said close, but okay.
I think what I was trying to get to with the whole friendship thing, I think the purpose of us talking about it was because, you know, you've had some kind of, I guess, lately, an interesting experience with
I think we both kind
quote
of
unquote friend
had those experiences.
Yeah, you know, but I think for you, this was more like, wow, you know, new. It was like shocking in a way. And
well, for me, it's not so much shocking. It was more painful, I think. But I think it was a necessary pain to go through because I had to learn for myself that maybe I put a little bit too much value into my friendships. That's just how it feels to me.
That's honest.
I have a hard time losing people, so to speak. And that's not necessarily a good thing. Fear of loss in people is an insecurity, for sure. Just because I recognize it does not mean I have battled that demon in me. So part of me that I kind of love, but it's a kind of a blessing and a curse, is that I enjoy acquiring people, hence having so many friends.
Right.
I enjoy that. I truly love interconnecting with people, but I like deep connections. I like genuine connections, and I like to cultivate them. Once I connect, I like to invest into that connection. So maybe that's why it's so painful for me, because I don't take it lightly. To me, a friendship means a lot. And I don't like to jeopardize it with some of my personal opinions or whatever else I may have. Because I try my best to accept each person for who they are. And that's not always easy.
Absolutely.
So having given the latest what's going on around us, I'm pretty sure that we've all felt some sort of sense of loss. In the friendship realm specifically. I've watched my daughters go through it. I myself fell into that trap. And it hit me hard. It hit me really hard. And that's when I started to reevaluate. It's like, why does friendship mean so much more to me than to those whom I befriend? Maybe sometimes it's time to let go and let be, because if the person does not have the same value in you, and it's easy for them to just judge you, because I don't have any better word to put it, and kind of dismiss you, then there's a disconnect.
Right.
So that's what I had to come to terms with.
Yeah.
Because
that's good.
I'm like, okay, on the one hand, honesty is good. Tell me how you feel.
Right.
But that also means you've got to hear me as well.
Right.
But if it's only like, I'm going to tell you how I feel, and that's the only truth there is between us, then there's not a whole lot of room for me to speak my truth or be accepted of my truth. Then we come to a dead end. Then where do we go from there? Then the friendship either ceases to exist, or it left a bitter taste in your mouth. Either way, its benefits are no longer and are enjoyable to both parties.
Right.
Because some of that is harboring in the back of your mind because it's unresolved. You know what I mean?
Right.
Am I being too vague?
No, I know what you mean.
I know you know what you mean because we talk.
No, it's understandable. It's understandable. It's understandable.
Yeah, I think sometimes, those hiccups come and you kind of take a back seat and you watch. You try to understand, where does it go from here? Do you let go of that friendship? I have a hard time with it. I don't like to let go of my friends.
Well,
but I feel
again,
like
you
life.
said,
Go ahead.
You just mentioned. You said, it was like, oh, okay, it's just time to let go because I don't know. Just sometimes life just happens and things. It's not you. It could just be time. Some people are in life for a season, a lifetime, and you have to know when that is. And I think you'll know, once you get to.
Yeah. Well, I know that it's happened to me before too. It's almost like when you're entering into a bigger arena in your life, you seem to kind of always let go of certain people. Yeah, but it's painful nonetheless. I think what I'm trying to learn in this roundabout is to not attach so much pain to it, but rather make it a natural process and let chips fall where they may, and understand that if a person is meant to be a friend, he or she will come around. I mean, we all have issues. I get that, right? We all have our hang-ups. We all have our beef to pick with each other, and that's cool. I welcome that. It's when you cannot come to resolution, that's when it feels like you're stuck. It's like, now what?
Right.
So that's what I particularly wanted to touch on but I'm saying it also taught me two very important things. One, not to put so much importance on friendship over my own sense of well-being and centeredness.
That's it.
Because what happened is it took me out of my alignment. I was no longer happy for a minute. It was tormenting me in a way. I was like, where did I go wrong? What did I do? And it has nothing to necessarily do with us personally, but somehow life affected us in a way that one of us took it a little bit more personal than the other. And there's nothing, you cannot convince that other person that it has nothing to do with them personally.
Right.
that is something that they have to come on their own terms.
Right. You have to get there on your own. Mm-hmm.
Right.
For example, there was a situation. My mom was friends with this. She was like family, to us, and I mean years. And I was like a kid, and to now, to about maybe 6 years ago, whatever. But they just end up. It was just the silliest thing. You go, you think you know the person, and you go through a lot of things, and you've been friends for so long, and then something small happens. At least you think it's small because you don't think it's that serious. But the person only, it was as if, I'm gonna give you an example of what it was without actually saying exactly what it was. She asked my mother's opinion about something, and my mom gave her honest opinion. And was like, she said, that's all. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, but it has nothing to do with your decision to do whatever it is that you want to do. And that was it. My mom didn't think much of it. And then literally she was like upset. She was just done. That was it. She didn't talk to my mom, didn't give her any like heads up, just stopped talking to her after that. That was it. Because of something of an opinion. She asked for her opinion, and then somebody, was honest, and it just stopped. So, and my mom was like, I don't know what I did. And I was like, darling, sometimes things like that happen. And yes, you're going to leave, it's like unresolved. You feel like, oh my God, I need to I need to get some resolution so I can get some type of peace. And I was like, no, not, we don't always need a resolution. We don't always need to know the ending. Sometimes we just thankful. I don't know. I always say God is like those kind of things. I always think those are God's kind of, putting that person on your path, and you just got to go with it. Like, okay, all right, God, I'm gonna let you do your thing because I don't know what I did. But she's friends for so many years, so she knows me. She'll come back around. If not, oh well. I hope, I wish her the best, and I just move on. I will not lose my peace over someone else's
misunderstanding or whatnot.
Yeah. So my mom, it took her a minute, but she finally got that. She's like, yeah, you're right. It's like, there's no point. And my mom was like, I'm not going to let her steal, my joy. I'm not going to let her steal my peace. Because it's not worth it, and it's something that she has to come to in her time. Right. And that, just like you said, so that's just kind of how that goes, and you just have to keep moving on, and then a new person comes in your life.
Very true. But hold on, before we move on to that new topic, I want to touch on, yes, you said something about the resolution doesn't come. I believe it does. At least I've learned that it does. It may not come immediately, but it does come eventually. If you are truly mindful and you pay attention to how your life develops, sometimes the answer comes a bit later, but it definitely comes. So just
do you need the answer?
I do.
Okay.
I personally do, because for me it provides a new sense of clarity and evolution of my own self. It's like, oh, this is why this and that happened, and this is why, this had to take place in order for this bigger picture to turn out the way that it did, And as I tell my daughter, if a friendship can break over something that's, in your opinion, is futile, then I guess that was the price of that friendship. That's how I look at it. So I need to take my own advice sometimes. And but I do put too much weight in it. And the second thing, I want to go back to the two things that I learned before we move on. Yeah. Because I don't want to leave our audience hanging. Mm-hmm. The second thing I learned is that I tell everyone around me all the time, I don't care what other people think. I shouldn't have to care what other people think. But you know what I realized?
You do?
I think I do more so than I actually acknowledge. Because think about it, if I didn't care about other people's opinion, including that of my friends, I wouldn't be in so much pain and agony over it.
Right.
I would just take it at its face value, and say, okay, this is what you think. You're allowed to think what you want to think. That's your prerogative. I'm going to stand with what rings true to me. And we can either agree to disagree, but there's no reason to fight over it. I'm not picking a fight with you. I'm just stating what is true to me. If that exudes a fight in you and you take it personally,
I'm sorry.
Then I never meant to hurt you. And I'm sorry that it, does that to you. And we can either talk and come to a mutual understanding, but I cannot overcome that if you take it personally.
Right.
That's something between you and you. And until you figure that out, I have nothing to do with it. That's what I had to understand. So anyway, I wanted to make sure and finish the thought. But yeah, new people do come in, and I do notice, like I always say, the reflection. Those people who come in contact with you, I believe, are a reflection of who you are. And I've been meeting some incredible people lately. And that is a testament to me of my own growth. And I love seeing that reflection. It's very satisfying to be talking to people and experience nothing but joy from the connection. It's beautiful. And I wish more people would yearn for that instead of being stuck in the mundane misery that they put themselves in.
Yeah.
I digress.
No, I think it's like you have a valid point. Those are great points, and I agree with that. I just, for me, I think what happened to me was that when I started and I joined and I got into this industry, the film industry, entertainment world, whatever you want to call it. I remember this, before I even actually really went out, going for it, this guy, was like, look, you have to have some tough skin. You have to definitely know what you want. And don't be swayed by others' opinion about you, ever. And I remember that. And I recall, he said, because, if you let people walk, they will, if you don't know who you are, they're going to make you somebody. They're going to make you what they think you should be. Right. And I was like, man, I didn't, I listened to it, and then I finally got it. I got up there and I had some experiences, and I'm just like, whoa. So I had to adjust. I couldn't be so open with certain people. That's just kind of how this industry is. There's so many people in it, and there's some not so good people. So for me, I had to protect myself, my energy, whatever you want to call it, from the people that will take advantage of that, or that don't really mean you any harm. Like, that means you harm, that doesn't mean you any good at all. So I experienced things where it was like, I thought I knew I helped people, and I was like, oh, this is going to return a favor. And it never did. And obviously I didn't get resolution. I didn't get resolution for a lot of stuff. And just things just happen. And that I had to understand, I'm not going to always get, the resolution of why someone used me. So
you don't think by looking back, you don't connect the dots, and you don't see that, hey, oh, but if they didn't, I wouldn't be here, or, No. You don't see any correlation like that?
I do see that in that sense, but a resolution of why someone did something initially to me. Why did they do this? Why,
Well, I don't try to figure out the why. I just try to figure out the bigger picture. Maybe I misspoke by, to me, closure means that when you finally see, so when you can make sense of something that, of that which caused you pain at some point, and then when you see the healing process, you understand why the pain came in the first place.
Right.
Does that make sense?
I totally get it. I totally get that.
Yeah. That's what.
Yeah, no, that's kind of, for me, that's kind of been something that certain things happen. I'm like, what the heck, you know, and I didn't have an understanding. And then later, you know, obviously later I'm like, okay, maybe that happened because it set me up for this job, or this happened because this person was actually not good for me in the long run. Like down the line, they probably were just, you know, there's, and so I look at it like when people leave my life, that's why it's so easy for me for people to leave my life. Like it's so easy to let go of people if they want to go. I'm not gonna, because I do believe that, I always say if something gets confused, okay, let them go. And
yeah, no, I don't chase anyone down. I mean, I do.
No,
it's
I
easy for
know.
me to not hold on, but it's my internal battle that I have to figure a way out of, because I think the reason it hurts so much is because when you consider someone a friend, you're in a much more vulnerable position with that person all the time, because you stay open. You don't guard yourself. And because you're not guarded, it's easier to knock you off your feet in terms of, you know, emotionally. So I think this is why it's harder to let go when you let your guard down. And my motto, I don't put walls up if I invite you into my friendship zone. Right. Because then what's the point of being friends?
Absolutely.
You know, I don't like halfway anything, especially if any kind of relationship, including friendships. So it's kind of like you can't have one without the other. Either you choose to be guarded at all times, so that if somebody comes at you out of the left field when you least expect it, then you're not so hurt. Or you just have to kind of take the punch because you never expected in the first place.
Right.
So, anyway.
Absolutely. Let's end it on a positive note. What are the benefits, though? What's something that obviously you've had to, because you have amazing friends as well, and we both have amazing friends, and we are. I mean, obviously you're one of my closest friends for sure, and you know,
as are you.
Oh, shucks. I won't talk too much. I mean, obviously we have a show together, so that tells you something.
Yeah. I just guys, we're strict business.
But to end on a positive note, it is, you know, never close yourself off to, you know, new people coming into your life, receiving, because like you said, it's a reflection of who you are, and you know, it's a beautiful thing when you let people in. And like I said, you don't know if a person's going to use you or not, but just don't ever be off. Just kind of stay open, because, you know, good things will happen.
That is a great way to close that off. I also add that turbulence will happen, and you will experience pain with your friends. But the most important thing to remember is, no matter what, be ready to forgive and move on.
That's it.
Because when you cultivate friendship, it is something very sacred, in my opinion. And there is no reason to lose it over something stupid. Now, but that's a choice that two people have to make. It's an ongoing agreement between two people. When it becomes one-sided, it automatically falls off. There's nothing you can do. But if that person decides to continue friendship with you, always keep your heart open. Because, you know, it's like I said, it's an investment. So you don't want to, I mean, for me, I'm just speaking from my own experience. But yes, you learn from any of them, and you definitely, the more you grow, the more wonderful people cross your paths, and you just see the fruits of your own internal work. And I think that's priceless.
That's a great way to end it, guys. I hope this helps, and let us know what, you know, about your situation, and if you have any situations that you've been through. We love to hear it.
Actually, I'll say one more thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of us are more focused on our internal work than others. So
Yes.
maybe sometimes we put so much space between us and other people that it's just inevitable that some things just fall apart. Whatever the reason, it doesn't even matter the reason. Some things are just bound to fall apart because of different focus in life.
That's
And
true.
that's okay.
And that's okay.
There's no reason to judge it, make an enemy out of somebody who used to be a friend.
Mm-hmm.
If you understand that, you can just put it to rest and say, you know what? I love you. You're always going to be my friend, whether or not we agree or continue to develop our friendship. But at some point, we were tight, we were cool, we loved each other. Let's remember that.
Yeah. I like it. That's a great way to it ended. I love it.
But yeah, give us some examples of your lessons in your friendships. We'd love to hear from you. And appreciate your friends. They are your gems. They give you lots of good reasons to live in life. I appreciate all of my friends. I really do. Love you all, guys, all of you out there who consider me your friend. So, yeah, to more friends.
Some more friends.
Cheers,
All
darling.
right, guys. Cheers. All right, guys. Live, love, laugh, and we will see you next time. Make sure you follow our podcast, and we'll be back. Until next time.
That's right. Remember,
the better it
the
gets.
better it gets. The better
The
it
better
gets.
it gets. Bye, everyone.
We love you guys. Bye.